Hi, Morten, and thank you for joining the show.
Hi, Jonas. No problem.
Today, we're going to talk about something called virtual user templates, and we are very excited about this. Can you tell me a bit what it is about?
Yeah, so we came up with virtual user templates. We already have a user copy function, and people just love that. You can provision a fully functional hybrid user account in like 30 seconds. But some people were concerned, they don't want to copy existing users because they are dynamic by nature. Group memberships can change and stuff like that. And to meet that request, we came up with something that a totally brand new infrastructure that we defined, which is virtual user templates, where you can define virtual user accounts. They don't exist, they are only defined, so they will not be conflicting with existing users. They will not be using actual licenses, but they will have a full configuration, and you can use that to create new users from.
All right, that sounds very cool. But I
It
think
is.
we should talk about great. I think we should talk about the problem. So, why do you think a lot of organizations out there struggle with user onboarding in their environments?
Yeah, so as you know, we do hundreds of actually founder-led calls every year, and we hear the same pain points again and again, that it's so complicated to create and provision new user accounts. It requires a lot of tools, scripting, and very often it's manual, the procedure, which means it's super time consuming, and at the same time it's also super complicated, meaning that senior IT people who should be doing more valuable work with infrastructure and security, they end up getting involved in standard user provisioning. So the vision that we have with virtual user templates is to make it easy and efficient, so that first line users with confidence can provide new user accounts in a with a repeatable process that is completely standardized.
Yeah, because what we often see is that the organizations they tend to base the process on a human being, meaning that if Michael is on work this day, he knows exactly the process how to do it. But if he's sick on vacation, then the process just falls apart, and the user is not created in the correct way.
Yeah, exactly. But talk is talk, so and cheap, and let me show you just exactly how this works, Jonas.
I would love that.
All right, Jonas, I'm on a Windows 11 PC here. I have EasyEntra installed. I have a number of users here, and I want to create a new template. So the first thing you do, you pick out a user that closely resembles the template that you want. I have a user here. Right-click that user, select Create Template, and then you have a short form here. You need to provide a name. So typically this will be a combination of functionality and geography maybe. You can put in a description. So and then you're good to go. Clicking next here will give you access to the actual properties of the user that you picked, but now we're working on a virtual template. So everything is virtual. You can keep the name. It's not going to conflict with the existing users. You can keep the email address, etc. You might want to change something, so let's go quickly through the attributes here. We have some organizational information, that's fine. Groups, it could be that this user has maybe more group memberships than you want the template to have, so let's assume we don't want these two group memberships to be included. We can remove them. Moving on to the licenses, maybe you want P2s going forward, we can change that. And looking at the mailbox, we have some email addresses, looks fine. We have maybe some delegation to the manager, send as, maybe that's what we want. We have some calendar delegation. So once you're happy with the configuration, click Create, and the virtual user template is going to be created. And this roughly takes normally like 30 seconds or so, and then you have your working template.
Great.
And as usual, while this is running, you can continue working in the tool. If you have other stuff to do, just do that and go back to the template creation whenever it's done. All right. So as you can see, roughly 30 seconds, we have the template created. And let's do a refresh, and we can see our newly created template here. So if you go to the template and take a look, you have the template, etc. By default, it's in view mode to avoid that somebody by accident makes any changes here. When you click next, you can have a look at the properties. It's clearly signaled here that we are in a virtual user template, but you have the configuration here, and anything you see here you can modify it per your requirements if you want to make any changes. So assuming you're happy with your template, hand it out to your first line support, and whenever a new user is joining this particular team, all they have to do is right click the template, select create user, put in the new display name of the user, and as you can see, you have automatically the email address in the correct format. You have automatically the user principal name, SAM account name in the correct format. So you actually just need to pull the create trigger here, and you have a new user configured exactly with the settings that you have in the template. So it's a lot of configurations that you get automatically configured, and this process can be handed out to any first line supporter.
Just to help me out here, so what kind of information does this process create for the user? Organizational information, I can see that, but also information about the mailbox, calendar delegation, licenses, auto replies.
Yep, let's take a look. So as you can see, roughly 30 seconds, you have a newly fully provisioned hybrid user account. The end user can go to work. They can run Outlook, immediately start sending and receiving emails. If we do a refresh, take a look at the new user account that was created. You have the first name, last name, display name, you have the email address, and keep in mind the only thing that was entered was the display name, nothing else. You have all of the address information copied across. You have the correctly formatted user principal name, SAM account name. You have the profile, in this case also an RDP profile, the organizational information. The employee ID is of course unique. You would have to type that in during the configuration if you want that configured. You have all of the on-prem group memberships. You have all of the cloud group memberships. You have the licenses assigned, and this also works for group assigned licenses. And you have a fully provisioned user mailbox. You have the email addresses using the same format that was on the original account. You have, if you have any forwarding, this would be configured. You have even the automatic replies. You can see the auto reply signature from the original account is copied, but with the new name substituted. You have, if there were any delivery restrictions, that will be copied across. Any delegation set on the mailbox is copied across. If you have the archive enabled, as in this case, it will be configured. The same goes for litigation hold, and even calendar permissions, whatever is configured on the template, you will get that on the account also. Looking into the advanced attributes, if you have like extension attribute configurations or anything in particular in here, that is also copied across. So it's pretty much a full circle user copy.
Amazing and fast. So anybody from the service desk team can actually do this without escalating to senior guys.
Exactly. Right click the template, select create user, provide a display name. You can also provide the profile picture if you want, and you have a fully provisioned hybrid user account with close to zero effort in a matter of 30 seconds.
Oh, thank you, Morten. Thank you for showing me this. This is really awesome, I think. It's a great feature.
It is.
But tell me, what does this require from the infrastructure? Do you need to have a lot of servers and storage, etc.? How do I share those templates between the services team?
Just like all features and EasyEntra itself, it's completely serverless. It's a client application, and whatever information you have regarding user templates, it's stored in your existing infrastructure, meaning your Active Directory and your Entra ID. So you don't need any additional infrastructure, no web servers, no databases or anything like that. It's completely built upon the native infrastructure from Microsoft at zero cost.
Oh, awesome. So that's great. That's just to get started with very easily. So perfect. Thank you for taking me through this today, Morten. Thank you for joining me. It was awesome.
No problem.
Talk to you soon.
Definitely. Have a great day. Bye, Jonas.
Yeah. Bye.